All right, you guys, welcome in. Welcome to the week. We have a very loud new moon in Scorpio coming up this week, the 19th and 20th, depending on where you are in the world. And boy, howdy, is it loud. And I'll tell you what that means is that for those of you who are fixed signs, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, and Leo, this could be possibly the loudest, meaning the most impactful. Let me just use a different word. Most impactful new moon of the year. All right. So I will be talking more about that this week in my astrology group. We talked about it last week. But this week in astrology, my astrology group, I am going to be doing a kind of a big lesson on the North Node and South Node in 2026 and what's going to be happening. I will be adding that to the 2026 forecast. So if you're not part of my astrology group and you want to get that lesson, you can grab the 2026 forecast, which I just did a 3-hour workshop on over the past month or so. So you can grab that in the description box below. I will be adding that North Node and South Node lesson. North Node moving into Aquarius in 2026. And I want to go a lot deeper than I had in that class. So that's why I'm going to add it to that class, that course. And if you haven't gotten the 2026 forecast, you can jump on it in the link below. Okay? All right, let's see what's going on here for you guys. Oh boy, this soulmate card coming out hot. And the boundaries card. Okay, I just want to say one thing here. The Uranus backing into Taurus that just happened in the past 10 days or so. If you are somebody who has a soulmate connection that you think is on the way out, if there was ever a little tiny blow up that turns into that, boy, is this going to happen. For some of you, you're inserting boundaries. Some of you are suddenly kind of shockingly saying, no, this is my piece. This is, like a drawing a bright line in the sand. There's no walking over this anymore. There's definitely some kind of soulmate energy that is going to be shifting into something more permanent. So either permanently done or permanently together. Permanently together. What's that? But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be a long-term thing. Long-term boundary, long-term togetherness. Relief. Yep, karmic path. There's Saturn, karmic path and transmute. So for those of you who are making a permanent ending to something, and you're setting down boundaries to do that, even if this has been a really tough chapter for you, I'm going to say that one of the things that's going to be really powerful and great for you is to shift that, turn that frown upside down, shift that energy. Oh boy. Shut up. That is definitely not Scorpio energy. I don't know where that came from. That's probably the Taurus side of things. But anyway, the Scorpio new moon is going to push you to embrace a new you and sort of shed the skin of the old person that has been you. It's not fake. It's just no longer you. Okay? It's not fake, just no longer you. So let's keep going here. I just see the Taurus card under here. So lots of Taurus, Scorpio energy. And why are they coming up together? Because first of all, they're opposite signs. So they are tied together in a way that is very meaningful. So if you're leaning into the Scorpio energy, you have a lot more Scorpio, maybe a lot of planets in Scorpio or something like that, then Taurus is the opposite side of the coin. And if there's too much Scorpio, too much death, too much endings, too much loss, then lean into Taurus. Taurus is about your comfort zone, and Taurus is about embracing the things and maybe a new comfort zone, right? Embracing the things that makes you feel stable, solid, secure, good. So if there's a lot of endings going on, you're definitely going to want to lean into that Taurus energy. If you're really hugging on to that comfort zone, then leaning into taking risks, Scorpio, leaning into taking risks is going to balance things. And you may feel initially like, wow, that sounds really terrible to my Taurus ear, Mary Jo, that I have to lean into risk. But The more you kind of lean into that, the more you're going to appreciate the things you have, or the more you're going to see the possibilities for the future. Okay. Something bigger, something more satisfying. That's a good word. Satisfying. Okay. So underneath is the Six of Cups, the Emperor, the Six of Swords. Wow. The Queen of Swords, the Four of Pentacles. Aha. This is what I'm talking about. Satisfaction. King of Wands. I know. Do you hear that song playing in your head? I certainly do. That Rolling Stones song. So this is about wanting the things from the past. Let me see if I can parse this up. If I'm wanting the things or the people, the soulmates, the situations from the past that once made me feel good, chances are, if it doesn't make you feel good, right? If you're like, I've always had this really good friend, and it used to be that every time I saw them, I would feel uplifted, or I would feel safe, or I would something like that. But now it just makes you feel drained or taken advantage of or something like that. That's what I'm talking about. That friendship or that love partnership has changed, has shifted. And some of you are like, I definitely don't want that to happen. And so maybe you're not really seeing how much it's changed or how much it's shifted. It could just require a little Queen of Swords. It could just require a conversation of like, hey, what's going on here? Because Scorpio, the new moon in Scorpio, is pushing us to take risks with conversations, relationships, bringing things out of the darkness so that we can have more intimacy. And if it shatters the whole thing, then you're like, okay, then this was the thing that needed to go. But that's the risk, right? That's the risk. Having the conversation is the energy of the new moon in Scorpio. It's not resisting in order to keep feeling safe. That's not it. And the King of Wands is this beautiful energy, this Aries energy here too. This is absolutely about my needs matter. And if you're having trouble with a connection, it matters, because this is the karmic path here. It matters that if you see something, you say something in your own life. Some of you may not be really seeing it. You just have a feeling of unease, or just like an avoidance kind of feeling, like, well, I don't really want to deal with this. I'll deal with it later. The new moon in Scorpio says we're going to, shift or be shifted. Okay. There is the Taurus energy. Wow. Hierophant, Three of Swords. Lots of commitments ending right now, and mostly because of we've been too long in a place that we never changed anything. And so it's sort of like not doing your homework assignments for an entire year class. And now in order to pass the class, you have to go back and hand in all of the homework assignments for every week for the past 10 months. That's going to take some time, and some of you aren't going to be able to do it. Some of you are going to be like, I don't know. What are you talking about? Okay, I'll just take the D, right? Some of you might just be like, all right, I'm just going to have to take this class over again, or I'm not going to do this. I'm going to fail this class, whatever. I got to keep moving. This was something that I needed to let go of, I guess. Okay. It's just sort of like this Eight of Swords says, I didn't really believe I had to put in the time and energy for this in order to pass this class, this karmic path. Let's just shift it into more astrological terms. I didn't really feel like I needed to do the homework. There's a little bit of arrogance there that's like, I didn't need to do the homework. Have you ever had one of those classes where you just thought like you could pass it, just wing it? And then, whoa, I didn't pass. Yeah, that's what this is. This Scorpio new moon says, we're shifting. So that's either going to leave your life, or you're going to spend some time on it, and it may go away anyway. Some of you are honest, like facing yourself in the mirror for the first time in a long time and saying, you know what, this maybe should have gone away a while ago. Okay. So 7 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, I like this. Oh, 10 of Swords. Wow. Queen, Temperance, Knight of Cups, and the Page of Cups. All right. I still like this, even with that 10 of Swords. This is just saying that your comfort zone is killing you. Your comfort zone is keeping you small. Your comfort zone is not bringing in the opportunities that you have on offer, right? That are on your karmic path for you to embrace. And the more you can step into moving away from that and embracing, even, it's maybe the lesson is for some of you that it's like easier just to do the homework every week. It's easier for you to have the hard conversation when it's not really a hard conversation. When it's like early in the game and you're like, hey, you know what? I have to talk to you about something. This is a thing that's really meaningful to me. And I hope you understand that this is my boundary here. The other person may be like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. But if you wait 2 years and say, this has been a thing that's been bothering me for the last 2 years. The Scorpio new moon may shiv you in the lunch line. The Scorpio new moon may say, I'm sorry, were you being dishonest with me this whole time? So the Temperance card, Knight of Cups, and the Page of Cups. There's a nice meeting of the minds here. And I feel like this happens when there's this realization, because Uranus moving back into Taurus and then this Scorpio new moon, this is in opposition. They're in opposition to each other. So there's something about risk versus security that is coming up. And whatever house you have it in your birth chart is basically saying shift or be shifted. And the comfort zone is not where you hang out anymore as it relates to this particular part of your life. You can't hang out in that anymore. You've got to look and see what mindsets you have that aren't working, that have, maybe haven't worked for a long time. There is an ending here, this 10 of Swords. And it's because I want to invest my time and energy in something different. So you might be leaning more into your creativity, into more joy and happiness. Like, I don't want to just have a relationship that is, so I have a date on New Year's Eve. Right? Like, I don't really, that's not really what I want. Like, okay, yeah, but I really want what I want. I want, and it's sort of pushing you into doing some things that might be outside of your comfort zone in order to do that. And this says to me, this 7 of Pentacles and this Queen of Pentacles is about putting in the time and energy in the thing that is going to be long-term for you, and not just this short-term fix. Some of you have a person in your life that has overstayed their welcome. And if you want to progress energetically, especially, this person doesn't match the direction you're going in. So talk to me about this 10 of Swords, 6 of Wands, overcoming that, 2 of Wands, 2 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles. The thing that stopped you from doing this, like, it's just a decision. You're going to win when you do this. But you've not done it because it requires effort. It's going to require you to either have that hard conversation or learn something new or spend time like doing all the homework assignments for the entire year in one weekend. Good luck with that. Especially if there's, projects involved. So for some of you, this is going to be a really big leap, because you've resisted doing the day-to-day things, incremental changes. And now it's going to be a big leap. So what's coming in here, the Temperance energy, Archangel Michael, the Sagittarian energy, we have Mars and Sag. So that's some nice, optimistic, action-oriented energy. I feel like that could be this person or this experience of you either stepping into being the King of Wands, which is Aries energy, which is very fiery and bold and creative and all good things like that. And it's going to attract a lot of attention. It's going to attract a lot of new people, new opportunities, new collaborations, and you're like, wow, if I had known that, I would have done the homework back in September. Okay. Well, it may just be that because you're shifting into the energy of being here now so deeply instead of incrementally, it may create a bigger stir. So that might actually be a good thing, right? It creates bigger energy. The High Priestess, the Page of Swords, oh yeah, the Hermit, and the Nine of Cups. There's a silver lining here for being late to the party with that homework. This definitely says that there is a spiritual partner. I almost feel like for most of you, this might be a relationship or a connection, a friendship, a long-term friendship, a long-term romantic partner that's not really, that isn't really going anywhere. And you know it's not going anywhere. This is not news to you. Okay. I'm not talking to you who are like, well, I'm really happy in my relationship. I don't know why it would go away. No, I'm talking about the thing that you just stay with so you'll have a date on New Year's Eve. Okay. So what's coming in here is someone or some lifestyle, career path that is much more suited to the you are becoming. So even if you manage to do all that homework in one weekend, it's not, I was going to say, it's like not going to stick with you. It's not going to anchor in. The knowledge won't anchor in. I'm still going to have to do some heavy lifting as it relates to other classes or whatever it is. There's no rest for the weary here. This feels like very heavy lifting. But for those of you who have incrementally embraced your spiritual path and walked it every single day and, done some hard things and realized some things and expanded on certain things and let go of other things. If you're doing this every day, meditation, for example, it's like the benefits are cumulative. So if you just, all of a sudden get like threatened with having, the teacher's going to check you and make sure you can meditate and all this kind of stuff. I don't know where that's coming from. But like the benefits of doing it over time incrementally are going to be far reaching and much more satisfying spiritually, emotionally, in all ways than cramming and just eking it out and maybe forgetting everything you've learned, okay, in one weekend. So this is definitely rewarding someone who's taken longer periods of time. Now, a new moon in Scorpio, it's 28 degrees of Scorpio. It's the very end of Scorpio. It's in opposition to that Uranus and Taurus. So those two houses, they're opposite each other. Those two houses in your life are the parts of your life that are going to be impacted. So I feel like I'm going to take you on a little bit of a journey. We'll do the extended. We'll go into that. If you want to go deeper and you want to understand about these two houses in your own chart, I'll go through the pairs and give you some information about that. And then we'll finish out this reading, because this does feel like if you have been doing this work, Saturn rewards long-term effort, long-term incremental effort. Saturn is going to reward that, and that new part of that, those two parts of your life are going to have some kind of benefit from it. So let's talk more deeply about that. All right. Link is below if you want to continue on with me. I will see you over there. All right. I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.